Welcome back to AquaTerra-Life. In this video I'll show you how I created a small mossy display terrarium, a 30 cm cube that brings the look of a damp forest into miniature form. I start with the empty glass tank. On the back wall I've glued the background designed to look like a moss-covered tree trunk. It has realistic bark texture and patches of green fake moss, a good base that will blend nicely with the real plants later on. Before starting, here are the materials I'll be using. Filter mat for shaping the land area in the back. Coarse gravel as substrate for the shallow water section in front. Pieces of cork and beech bark already covered with real moss as decoration and hiding places. And finally, a few small plants including tiny ferns, some moss, a dwarf Anubias and a few shoots of black mondo grass. I'm not sure how well the mondo grass will handle this damp environment, but I'll give it a try since I really like the dark color accents it adds. I begin by placing the filter mat to shape the raised land section. The front remains open, it will become a small water area later. There I simply add the gravel and I also spread some finer gravel on the lower land level. Then come the plants and decorative pieces. For the mondo grass I've prepared some small slits in the filter mat where I can tuck in its roots. I arranged the bark pieces and moss to look like a fallen log in a damp forest. The small clumps of moss should grow well on the gravel in the lower, more humid area, just like the fern. And I'll also add another one in the back where it might grow a little larger. The small Anubias should also do well near the water line since it prefers very red ground. Now it's time to fill the tank. The first fill turns out a bit cloudy, the gravel wasn't completely clean, so I drain and refill it once more. After one last cleaning of the glass to remove watermarks and dirt, we are already done. Here's the finished setup, a small vibrant scene that captures the look of a moist forest floor, with just a few materials and a bit of time. I really like how the moss and the bark textures play with the light. If the moss grows well, it should soon cover the remaining visible spots of the filter mat. Now it's time to move the terrarium in its place in the shelf between my other setups, so I can introduce its first inhabitants. These are my two Echinotreton Raphaelis crocodile newts. They'll only stay here temporarily, just long enough for a few photos and some observation. Their dark armored skin contrasts beautifully with the fresh green moss. One and a half years later, the terrarium looks completely transformed. The moss has grown thick and vibrant, and the Anubias developed strong dark green leaves. The black mondo grass unfortunately didn't thrive as well, but small ferns have started to grow along the background, even sprouting over the artificial moss. I also added this little Princess Mononoke tree spirit figure, and it's already being slowly overgrown by moss. I think it fits perfectly into this miniature forest scenery and gives the tank a calm, mystical touch. Maintenance of this setup is minimal. I just add some water occasionally and trim the moss when needed. It has become a living piece of art that needs almost no care. This small 30 cm cube turned into a lush, self-sustaining display of nature, a tiny forest in glass. I really hope you like the setup as much as I do. Thanks for watching and see you next time on AquaTerra-Life.